Delco. What is Delco? Urban Dictionary, maybe the best definition of any place in the history of any place. Delco is the nickname for Delaware County. Not just a place to live, it's a way of life. Delco isn't something you obtain with a short visit while you're passing through. Never has been, or don't actually live here, you just won't understand. Delco is something you can spot across the bar while out of town. Speaking of bars, there's 42-to-1 ratio when it comes to bars to libraries. Delco people love being from Delco. I don't know if there's anything special from Delco, except being a Delco guy, I kind of like it.
All right, what is up, Delaware County, and welcome back for episode number 86 of Delco Baseball Now. He's Ben Thorpe. I'm Brendan Ricciardi. We are joined today by Andrew Austen, not Andrew Santino, Andrew Austen, former Radnor Baseball player who's now making some golf content. Andrew, welcome. Welcome back to the area. How you doing?
Doing well. Thank you for having me. Appreciate you having me on. Been following you guys for a couple years now, so excited to chat.
Absolutely. I bet you're missing the Charleston weather right now.
I am, yeah. It actually was pretty nice today, though.
Yeah.
Out in the sun, it wasn't too bad. But, yeah, it was like 75 in Charleston when I left.
I was there for vacation back in October. First time going there with my girlfriend to visit one of her friends. Didn't get the chance to golf. I'm sure there's some nice courses down there.
A lot of nice courses. Yeah, but it's a good time, even if you're going not to golf, hanging out with friends or family or girlfriend. So where'd you guys stay?
We stayed in Mount Pleasant.
Yeah,
so
that's
we
a
were
good
like
spot.
15, 20 minutes outside of like the city itself, which was good because you got a little of like the suburbs.
Yep.
We could also
Closer
go
to
in
the
town.
beach, too. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
But obviously, we want to talk baseball as well, but let's start with the main reason you're here, talk some golf, Internet Invitational. You want to kind of just start off saying how you got involved in it? Like, was it an invite? Was it an application process?
Yeah.
Like, what led you there?
Yeah. There's this guy with Barstool, Frankie Borelli. He used to do like the pizza reviews, and now he's part of like the golf portion of it's called Foreplay of Barstool. He just hit me up on Instagram, DM'd me, and was like, "Hey, I'd love to invite you to the Invitational." I kind of I was walking with my girlfriend, and I remember looking at it like, no way, this is true.
Am I getting punked right now?
Yeah. I did not, I couldn't even explain the feeling in my body. And then probably a month or so later, I got something in the mail that was legit and it was real. But it was just an Instagram DM. I don't know if he saw a video, because he wasn't following me at the time either. So it was kind of just lucky almost. And then I looked at the 48 players that once they announced it, and I was smallest one out of the 48, which was cool. It was the cool spot to be, the unknown one versus the guy that everybody knows or middle of the pack. So very, very cool experience for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So as we alluded to in the intro a little bit, there was a bit of a miscommunication as to which Andrew you were when you showed up. So what was how was that?
Yeah.
How was that to have maybe a little bit of the universe just kind of I don't know the best word for it. Maybe humble a bit.
Yeah, just
yeah. It was a quick humbling. Yeah, for sure. No, I showed up, and before we showed up, they sent us emails with our hotel information and everything, and I saw it said Angler's Lodge, which just by the sound of it sounds like some type of normal hotel. Show up, give my name, and I said Andrew Austen. I didn't give any ID. I think he just heard Andrew and then quickly was like, all right, you're all good. Sends me down, and I walked in and was like, it's same kind of thing. No way this is my room. But then I was like, all right, sick, this is my room. Called my friends and family. I'm walking around, and then there's this book on the table that'll say presented to. And then mid-video, I scroll, and I'm like, oh, shit, that says Andrew Santino. Which... once I saw it, I was like, this will be a great icebreaker whenever I meet him. But yeah, so we had to go up and get shuttled down to the lodge instead of the beautiful cottages, but still very nice.
So some people had way nicer rooms than they.
Some people, yeah, I say way nicer. All of it was nice, but good. For example, some of the bigger golf creators who are groups, they had a house essentially.
That makes sense.
And then the lodge was a hotel with normal rooms.
I guess Luke Kwan's bed was pretty comfy.
Luke Kwan's bed was definitely comfy. Yeah. Part of the cottages. Yeah.
So how difficult was it to kind of go in? Had you ever talked to any of the other 47 people before?
So it's funny, out of the other 47, the one guy who I knew prior is the guy who also, like, not nobody knew, but not as many people knew, and now everybody knows him, is Chaz.
From the adaptive golf?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we played adaptive golf tournaments together for a couple years, and I always knew, like, who he was and how good his game was, but like, he's blown up tremendously, like 100K, 1,000 followers. All
Guy
over
can't
the
miss a
place.
fairway.
Yeah,
It's unbelievable.
Can't miss a fairway.
Someone asked him on the show, they're like, when was the last time you missed a fairway? He's like, years.
Yeah.
I'm like, God, that must be nice.
He is automatic. And then a couple other guys, like the one guy who actually got caught in all, like, the cheating stuff, Mo, his brother is an adaptive golfer as well. He plays, he was paralyzed on a mountain, so he plays in, like, a motorized chair, and he's the best paralyzed golfer, like, seated golfer in the world.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
So I had met Mo previously, but other than that, I was kind of going in, like, unknown. They didn't know who I was. I didn't know them. I talked to a couple of them, like, via Instagram DMs, but nothing crazy.
Yeah. Well, we know that you got the chance to play with the one and only the Duke. I mean, like, I don't even know where to start, but, like, what was it like just being with him that whole time? And, like, did you feel like you were talking to, like, a cartoon character at that point?
Yeah, he was. So I got him on day 2, which was good. Like, I had seen the videos of him prior, so I knew kind of, like, what his shtick was. And then there, day 1, I think everybody was like, who the hell is this guy? Like, this guy's
Did it
insane.
just spawn here? Like,
Just ripping darts and packing bowls. Like, it was nobody's business. And then we played the first round the second day. And he just, like, made me laugh the entire time. It was me and the Duke versus Lacey, who was the girl who got asked kind of, like, the first day. And then Josh Richards, who's, like, kind of a big, like, TikToker.
Not in golf.
Yeah,
related.
not in
Yeah,
golf,
yeah.
But it was essentially like, if I played well, we would have won the match, and the Duke was just messing around, like, getting in Josh and Lacey's head. So it was, like, potentially the most fun 9 holes I've ever played.
I mean, in a way, that has to kind of relax you a little. It's like, we're playing for $1 million, but this guy is just having the time of his life, you know?
He's talking about saving, like, the orange kittens. We didn't even know what he was talking about half the time.
That's that, and the secondhand smoke will relax you a bit.
Yeah. And he asked, the Duke was respectful. He was like, do you mind? And I was like, you do whatever you want to do, man. I'm not going to cramp your style.
Whatever helps you win. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Was there anything, like, with him that maybe didn't make the final cut of all the videos that was, fun story?
For sure. I mean, there's definitely a lot of stuff that I was like, there's no way they could keep this in. There's no way this would ever see the light of day. But, like, the kind of that whole match, like, he kept calling me his sweet prince, which I was waiting for them to show. And he would, like, kiss me on the face, and he was a lunatic, like a full-on lunatic. And why he was so happy was that was the day we were playing for skins money, so we won like 24 grand as a team. Wow. Yeah. So he, like, kept counting up the money, and that's why he was all excited, kissing me on the face and everything. But at some point, I think they'll release more footage, and we'll see that.
How hard was it to keep all this a secret? I assume there was some type of, like, NDA or something where it's like, even, like, your best friend's like, I can't tell you because I want my money pretty much.
Yep, that's exactly right. Yeah, we had, I probably signed like 3 NDAs, and once it ended, Dave Portnoy sent all of us a message and was just like, hey, just to make sure we don't spoil anything, you'll get your money once the final episode is aired. So it was like, my friend, it was almost fun a little bit. Like, I had a secret and they kept asking me, like, come on, tell me. It's like, you just got to watch and find out. And yeah, would have been cool if I won it, but I guess, spoiler, I didn't win it.
Hey, I mean, 12 grand in your pocket, that was a pretty,
yes,
it's a pretty good turnout.
12 grand is not bad at all. But yeah, very, very fun. The Duke was a blast, and yeah, it was a good time.
How was that? I mean, getting over top of the ball, knowing there's up to a few thousand to $1 million at stake every time you're.
It was definitely nerve-wracking. I think, like, the more you went along, like, each round, you could feel the weight of the money, like, more and more and more, so it got more pressuresome. I think, like, there was a point where I kind of lost the pressure feeling. Like, with the Duke, it was almost just like we were having fun. And then very quickly that afternoon when it was me and Riggs versus Frankie and Francis, like all the Barstool guys, I that was the worst round I played, and I think it was from nerves, which I typically I feel pretty good about between the ears and keeping my head. And it was just Dave Portnoy watching you. Golf is very individual, and if you fail, you're failing yourself. But when you bring the team element in, and you kind of lose, or you almost are one of the reasons why you lose your teammates' money, I think that was the biggest pressure part of the entire thing.
Had you ever play for these adaptive golf tournaments? Is it for cash prizes? Have you played for money, or is this a whole whole new world?
I would almost want to just say no, because $1 million was a different stratosphere. I mean, we've played. There are a couple events where if you win $1,000 or $2,000, which is not nothing, but not $1 million. So it felt like it was the first time I was playing for money. The adaptive events, there's an element of competition where you have to putt everything into the hole, and the putts they get a little more nervy. You call them knee knockers, your knees are shaking a little bit. But that part helped me at the Invitational from the competitive side. I think it was just the grand scale, like you said, $1 million, thousands, millions of people watching. It was definitely a different type of pressure. Yeah.
I mean, I feel that pressure when I'm playing, at the crappy courses around here, just for $0.
I've already accepted failure anytime I play golf.
Shot a career best 104 yesterday.
Hell yeah.
Listen, I didn't pick up a golf club till I was done playing college baseball. Okay. I'm just dealing with the slice, the lefty slice. It's brutal.
I still got it, dude. That's the baseball in us.
Yeah. I don't know if that part. it's I'm just not getting the rotation.
Yep. It's a different rotational. 100%.
Did you grow up playing golf, or did you do what we did and just start after you finished baseball?
Yeah, I grew up playing a little bit. I had a brother who was a year younger than me who wasn't. Me and my older brother were baseball players. My two younger brothers were lacrosse players, so we say they were on the dark side. Yeah, but he was always a golfer, and I was part of a big family. There were 4 boys and our sister, and we were all athletes, so you wanted to go out and compete with each other. So I played golf a little bit growing up, just one-handed, and then 7th grade, when we went to the Big Diamond for baseball, I got a prosthetic for hitting, just because I never really had a whole lot of power, and once we got to the Big Diamond, it was pretty evident.
That shows, yeah.
Yeah, I was a singles up the middle guy, not much else to it. So helped so much with baseball that I got a prosthetic for golf in 8th grade. Played with it a little bit, and then COVID is really what got me full throttle into golf, which I feel like it was for a lot of people.
Social distancing, right? Yeah,
Exactly.
One last thing for Internet Invitational. Did you get the chance to meet Beef? Little sad note here.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, he. I told a lot of people he was. So out of the 48, everybody kind of has their different vibes, and some people are super, super famous. Some people are less famous, but for the most part, everyone was very genuine. But Beef was the one person who came up the first night and was just hey, tell me about yourself. What's your story? Kind of he was interested in my background versus the cameras, which stuck with me. And I think everybody realizes the right guy won. When you watch that final episode, you see he would have spent the money to pay off his parents' mortgage. It happened for a reason. It's super, super sad, but he really was as everybody said, it felt like the nicest guy kind of out there.
I think it's just because he was in the scene without being famous for so long that he just grew up being humble, and then it's all of a sudden you got 1 million followers. I'm not going to change how I am.
Exactly. Yes, he was humble, genuine guy. Did not change once he went to Barstool and kind of saw that internet fame.
That must have been so hard when he passed for everyone just to keep in the fact that he won.
I think that was there was kind of course, the whole element of how sad it was, how suddenly. But then I think, kind of even more layered than that. I can't imagine kind of the foreplay guys having to think about how to release it, knowing that was the outcome. And I think for his friends and family, like you get to see a little bit more of him on film, but terrible situation, like kind of any way you chop it up.
You just saw how many people came out and talked about, how great he was.
Like
And
universal. You never see that where it's just universal. Like
it's like this guy didn't have a bad bone in his body.
That is exactly right. Exactly right. And like you said, they showed it at the very end. Like every single person went up to him. Like they didn't do that as much as Brad was like the talk of the town. Like not everybody was going up to him. Beef was an impactful guy for sure.
That's such a shame.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can. It seems like there's already talks about getting him involved, like having it named after him, or there's some scholarship. I think right.
They already opened up a scholarship fund at Ferris State, which is his alma mater. Yeah, and then I think they'll name the trophy after him, and I'm sure they'll pay off his parents' house. I'm sure they'll do a lot of what he wanted to do in his life. So
that's awesome, man.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's make the switch over to baseball here. Of course, as the Delco baseball show. Let's talk about your time at Radnor. You guys won the district championship your senior year, right? I think you closed it out, right?
I
think I was
did,
reading the article open. So just talk a little bit about your time playing baseball, just at Radnor, Delco. Were you Radnor Wayne Little League growing up?
Radnor Wayne Little League. Yeah. Played baseball kind of my whole life. It's like I joke now with the golf stuff. Like I was always a baseball guy and basketball guy. Like I was never really a golf guy. And I still think of myself as a baseball guy. So I grew up Radnor Wayne Little League. Then I went to kind of Radnor Middle School, played a couple years there, 7th to 8th grade. Did Wayne Legion, did the tournament team, like Radnor Wayne tournament teams in the summers. Didn't play like a whole lot. I didn't do, like a couple of my buddies would do like the Crawdads or like the Bobcats, like all those AAU teams. I never really did any of that. It was always like kind of township baseball. And then at one point I got like pretty serious. I was thinking about going to school and was like training a little bit at All-Star Baseball Academy.
Ben coached?
Yeah, for for a couple years. Like,
Hell
just,
yeah.
10U.
Dude.
It's fun.
Get him early.
That's unreal. That's like how I scratch my itch now is I coach middle school baseball down in Charleston.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Which you guys would appreciate this. So we're on a big diamond with middle school. For us, like you try out for your 7th grade team, then you try out for your 8th grade team. We have one middle school team, and it's 5th through 8th grade. So we have 5th graders on a big diamond. Yeah. Think about the greatest 5th grader greatest 5th grade baseball player you've ever seen in your life. Like he can't play on a big diamond.
No, and you're facing a kid who's going to be on JV next year.
Exactly.
That's crazy. Is that due to low turnout of players?
It's low turnout. They don't have a JV team, so it's like if you don't make varsity, you're not on the team.
That surprised me for South Carolina. Is that just like your school, or is that just
our school?
Okay.
And dude, it was the same thing because I went down there and was like, South Carolina, wow, baseball, like you guys stink at baseball, and you don't have a JV team, and it just seems like they care less and less about it. And it's funny, my brother, one of the guys who's on the dark side, he lives in Charleston now and coaches their lacrosse team. And
at the same school?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And he's slowly taken athletes to the lacrosse. And I remember, I mean, I'm sure you guys too, like Springfield, great lacrosse, like takes all the freaking athletes.
That is, they've done an incredible job at just from you're born and a cross stick is put in your hand and just go from there.
Yep.
Football district champs this year.
Yeah, it's
Springfield.
They beat Chester on Friday. So
it's probably a lot of. I think a couple of lacrosse kids on that team, right?
There's a lot of lacrosse kids on that
team.
Sure. Yeah, that's it's looking good for Springfield sports.
Yeah,
that's good. That's good.
On the come up here.
But Radnor baseball, kind of my whole life. Mark Jordan, who's the coach now.
Yep.
He was the coach the 4 years I was there. Then he left for a little bit, then came back. He has a son who was not a baseball player, but he was my age. So he coached me in rec basketball, rec soccer, rec t-ball, since I was a little kid. So Mark Jordan he's almost like kind of my second dad is what I call him. So Radnor baseball is like a special place in my heart because he is He's a great dude.
He's a man.
He's a
He really
character.
is.
He invited.
Oh, yeah.
He's a character.
Last year, so obviously they won the district title against
Yep.
Upper Dublin,
Yeah.
and he told us all to come out to the bar with him after in the team. We're like, well, we got to go edit these interviews to get them out, but I appreciate it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
he
just wins everywhere he goes.
He wins everywhere he goes. Yeah, he's got this magic, like where the players just play well for him. He's good with the X's and O's, like he coaches basketball too, and you can tell like he knows the game, but it's something about how he switches the lineups around. Like there's just an ability to get his players to get as much of their potential out, like at least at that point in time in high school. And I think that's why he just keeps winning. And he wins in basketball too. Like if you look at his record, he just wins.
Yeah, and
baseball, basketball, anywhere he
I
goes.
think we actually said on the show, I think that he almost did a better job the year before because they were like all sophomores and juniors, and they made it to the district title then lost. They came back this most recent year. They had the roster that was meant to win, but like the year before, they were way ahead of schedule.
100%.
And now they got 3 D1 arms coming back this year.
100%.
So,
Yeah.
Baseball
No.
school.
Yeah,
It is. No, so I was telling you guys a little bit earlier, I coached JV the year after COVID. So it was 2021. And at that point, like their freshman class was the really good freshman class. But the varsity team, Mark Jordan, I remember so clearly, he's like, not a single kid on this team has ever played an inning of varsity baseball. And it was because, like, the COVID year skipped it, and just the way that it turned out, and it was like a young team for a couple of years. You had a few of those seniors, but they were outperforming what I think people expected them. And then I think the hardest part is, like, last year when you have the team, like, they just beat the crap out of everybody they played.
Yeah.
Like they hit the gas and they lived up to the expectations, which was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, because they knew from like as freshmen, like that class was going to be the one to get them over the top.
100%.
And, little spoiler for our power rankings: they'll probably be number one. Nobody else has got 3 D1 pitchers.
Yeah, they're gonna be
ready to roll out.
They're gonna be up there for sure. That's,
Yeah.
So 3 D1 pitchers. So that's Havertine.
Yep.
That's Kellis.
Yep. And then, so there was a kid on the team last year, Matt Shaholsky was one of their.
Oh, yeah.
It's his younger brother is a junior, and he's going to Villanova. So like he's barely even pitched because they didn't need him. So
I forgot about Shulsky's little brother.
Yeah,
and
so-
he's a good player too.
yeah, he's
right?
playing club at Penn State. That's where I played.
Okay,
So
got
he's there now and trying to win their 4th straight national championship. I'll always plug Penn State club
Dude,
baseball
yeah,
here.
Penn State club baseball. So do you know Pat Sherry?
Of course, yeah. He was the coach when I joined,
Yep.
and then once COVID hit, he graduated.
Okay.
So then I played 2 more years after that.
Sweet,
But
yeah,
he's the man.
he's,
worst BP thrower of all time. Pat, if you're listening,
Oh my God.
love you.
We used to call him, yeah, Pat, we love you. But we used to say he was like, I don't know if you remember SpongeBob, like when Patrick would be the Pinhead Larry guy. Like, so we used to call him Pinhead Larry.
Pinhead? I'm going to have to put the picture overlay there.
We love you, Pat. We love you.
I love it. I'm going to make him listen to this.
Yeah,
too.
we're still in a fantasy league together, so
yeah.
we talk.
Pat's been a
still.
big supporter of the DBN brand.
Yeah,
I love it.
appreciate it.
So going back to just actually the playing baseball,
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
heard about you, I kind of just assumed you were just a pitcher.
Yeah.
And then I show up and then I saw you hit, but I was more impressed with the catching the ball, tucking the gloves. So like, I guess my question is like, how long did it take to kind of perfect that?
Yeah.
To the point where it just looked like the speed of a normal outfielder doing it.
Yeah, I think so. I always tell people like it's funny. I say I have it lucky. Like I have it very easy compared to most. If like you don't have an arm or a leg or whatever the disability is, like being born like this and having your elbow, it's as easy as it gets. So for me, being born like this, it was all I ever knew. So it was just kind of like constantly doing it. I always say like Jim Abbott was the one guy who you could look to. He was just a little bit before our time. Like he retired right before kind of I started actually watching baseball. But I think it really was just the constant doing it over and over again and like it wasn't like I played baseball up until I was 14 and then lost my arm and then had to like relearn how to do it. I'm sure it'd be a whole different story, but just because it's all I ever had, I think it just consistently kind of got a little bit better to the point where in the outfield the transition was close enough where like if I had a good throw, I could make up for it, and it's like a normal transition.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, fielding, I always like took pride in, because I wasn't the best hitter. Like I could pitch for sure, but I loved fielding, like shagging fly balls and just making plays in the outfield was like probably the most fun thing in baseball.
It was just mesmerizing because like you'd catch it. Would you like flip the ball up and then tuck the glove,
Kinda,
right?
Yeah, I would catch it and then tuck and kind of like pop the ball
So
out.
that was like one
as I'm
motion,
tucking.
okay.
Yeah, it's hard to even explain, and then when I do it like a little different each time. But it's catch, put it under the armpit, and kind of transition the ball in my hand, and then throw.
Mesmerizing because pitching's probably not easy, but like
It's much
easier
for sure.
Yeah.
And then I just throw and slide my glove in. Occasionally, if there was like a shot back up the middle, I would just kind of stick the bare hand up. But, yeah, I did not break any fingers.
I was gonna say that would be.
God,
I might have just got out of the way at that point. You know what?
That's what everyone told me.
Yeah.
To do.
Bail on that.
Yeah, like maybe playoff game, you're sticking it out there, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'm willing to risk it.
But yeah, pitcher, outfield, like anywhere in the outfield, I would say I would have played center field if Connor Wilson wasn't
there. Yeah,
playing
yeah.
next to me.
Stud.
Yeah, nobody's
Beast.
starting at center over
No.
him.
And then a all-time bunter. I had some good bunting skills.
I'm sure you could leg a couple out too.
Yeah. I had some wheels, so it was a lot of small ball. Just making sure that Sewell got from first base to second base. Well, he would typically
Get to third.
Yeah, he would lead off. I'd be second, so he'd get on, and then I'd take the first pitch. He'd steal second, and then if he didn't steal third, I'd just bunt him over to third. And then if he didn't steal home, we'd somehow get him in.
Yeah, it's having pitched against you two. That sucked. That sucked.
Do you remember if your senior year? Did you face them?
You guys put a 9 spot on me my junior year
Oh,
once. That was
man.
a good. And then I've pitched against you guys from like 13 when I started pitching. I think I won one game in like JV when you guys weren't there. Yeah,
Dude.
no, it's been that was one of those ones where I wake up and be like, oh, you're pitching there. It's like, we're playing Radnor. It's like, all right,
Don't
cool.
let Connor Wilson get on base.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
going to lose. That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you ever get the chance to swing the bat anymore, or is it pretty
little
much
bit, yeah. The BP when I'm throwing to the kids, like occasionally I'll get in there. Still, definitely do not have it like I used to, even though I didn't used to have much. But I'll definitely still swing it. I throw a lot of BP still.
I'd
these
imagine
days.
if you're throwing
A
the
lot
whole
of
team,
BP.
yeah.
A lot of BP. Hitting fungos. So still getting the fix in for sure.
So is golf plus coaching a full-time job, or are you working somewhere else as well?
Yeah, it's, I guess technically, so the golf is kind of part-time, then the coaching is part-time. So I coach middle school baseball, and then in the winter I'll do basketball. So I got 7th grade basketball right now. And then when I'm not coaching, I'll do, my brother who lives down there, he runs, it's called the auxiliary department. It's pretty much like the kids who their parents can't pick them up from school right away and they don't take the bus. So it's like either they're doing homework, putting them in after-school programs, but I'll take part-time hours there at the school, trying to figure out how the hell to do this like influencer thing. But
Yeah.
it's
No,
a lot. There's a lot of like business stuff that I need to figure out.
That's kind of where we are in the
Yeah,
same thing. It's
yeah,
like we know how to talk about baseball. We don't know how to run a business. Yeah, we're working on it. But it's like, especially with, YouTube golf just explodes. Like Bob Does Sports got me into it. I don't know
They're
if you got the
awesome.
chance to meet them individually,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I love them. And honestly, they kind of got me into just playing more golf.
Yeah.
Just because like these idiots are having so much fun, just having the time of their lives out
Yep.
there. And they, like, even Bob will show you, you don't have to be amazing to have fun playing golf.
Exactly.
You know?
No, those guys
Straight
are,
up Bob
Yeah,
there.
it's straight Bob. Hand up accountability. Sorry, Bob.
Bob and those guys are awesome. They're like, they're the real deal on camera, in person, very funny, genuine. And yeah, like you said, it shows. And I think with COVID, people say it's the best and worst thing that happened to golf. Like it brought so many people to it. It's now very packed and all that. But I think at the end of the day, like people understood that you could just go out and have fun. It's actually funny. We talk about Connor Wilson. He's like one of my best friends, so we hang out still a good bit. And I took him to the course a couple years back when like he was first getting into it with COVID. And we walked past the first tee, and some dude like tops at 5 feet. And he's like, sheesh, I thought everybody was good at golf who plays. I'm like, no, we all suck.
We all suck. Yeah. Some of us just suck a little less than the rest of us.
Yeah, it was just like, it was so funny how it was like such a revelation seeing someone top it. He was like, oh, it's okay to suck. It's like, no, everybody sucks. Some people are good.
I was told,
the other way around.
I was told very early on, nobody cares if you suck, just play fast.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they're like, if you line up for 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and then shank it, people behind you will be complaining.
Exactly.
But
That's
if you
exactly
play quickly and suck, then,
Yeah.
nobody's going to give you too much crap.
Yep.
Sometimes at the private courses, maybe people, like, if you shank one of the other fairway, you'll get some looks. But it's
I think that culture is becoming less and less a part of golf, which is great. It's like not that, tradition and history is bad, but I think golf had this like connotation of very uppity, stingy,
a little snobby,
snobby.
Yeah.
Whereas now people are realizing you can go out with hoodies and like you're not hurting anybody's feelings, just not being, stiff.
Yeah, stiff's a good word.
Yeah.
So what do you kind of see as your future in golf content creation? Is it kind of like, I like watching like the matches, when Bob Does Sports will bring on like the NFL quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Like, do you do kind of like the long form stuff like that?
So don't do long form at the moment. That's kind of like the next step or a goal of mine to get into. That there's clearly the money like is in the long form, especially in YouTube golf. I think what I'm doing now, just growing the short form Instagram. I still do like YouTube Shorts, just to kind of grow subscribers. But the plan is to do more and more long form, get bigger in YouTube golf, but really like beyond golf. I think I said it earlier. I'm more. I look at myself more as like an athlete first, golfer second, like adaptive sport in general. Like I'd love to show. Like the comments I get from people like, I played this dude in high school, like watch him cross me up or whatever. Like that stuff is fun. Like I want to try and get more of that in the content. But it's really just keep going. Like consistency is key, and I try and make sure 6 out of the 7 days a week I post something and just continue to stay creative and keep going up and to the right. Do you have any adaptive golf tournaments soon? Because you can play all year round in Charleston, right? Yeah.
Must be nice.
Can play all year round in Charleston, which is nice. I have one actually coming up December 8, 9, and 10 out in Arizona.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah. So that'll be fun.
Is Chaz going to be in that one?
Chaz, I think will be in that one. That's a big one. Chaz is becoming big time. So he's probably less adaptive golf tournaments, more like YouTube golf matches, which I want to try and figure out a world where I can do both and stay competitive in those adaptive events, but then at the same time, like kind of make my waves in the content world. I don't want to do it the same as all the other. There are so many golf creators out there. It's like, and I'm different than them anyway, so why not show
That's
the
a good
difference?
mindset, yeah. What was it like at having all like like Dave and Ryan Whitney yelling at each other? It's like, did you get this made? He's like, what do you mean? Did you get it made? You're just sitting there like, can I tee off now?
Yeah, no,
Big Cat said
funny.
something like, I need to get one of those.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. I made a joke. It totally went like over their shoulder. I was like, yeah, it's my little cheater device. Makes me hit it straight. And Big Cat's like, I need one of those. But yeah, I've watched those guys for so long. So like being in the middle of it, it was funny. My parents were laughing. They were like, you just continued to explain it as they're like yelling at each other. But it was so cool seeing them. And they are professionals. Like they're it's not actors, but like they know how to put on a show for sure.
Yeah.
You talked a little bit about your parents just there. What was it like, getting the reactions from your family, friends, maybe even like the kids you work with and like stuff like that? Like,
yeah.
How was that getting to see them see this for the first time?
Yeah, that was probably like the coolest part. Just all the different people that hit me up like, hey, I saw you on this. My parents were telling me people from their work or people like from high school they went to were reaching out to them on Facebook like, hey, I saw your son. So I think it was just cool. And I think it goes back to because I was like the smallest one, just putting on for Pennsylvania, Delco, like my family, friends. That was cool for sure. That they could watch something that big and then say to their friends like, "Hey, I know that person." And yeah, super cool. The last couple of weeks I've been in airports a lot, and I've been getting noticed in airports, which is pretty cool. I always say it's hard to miss me, but that never used to happen, and now it happens occasionally. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
One question about the Instagram name. Where does the Jimmy the Kid come from? Because you're right. Like, you would put out a video or a story. You're like, it's kind of hard to find me if you're not searching for it, you know?
Yeah, so Jimmy the Kid was a college nickname. It's kind of like, I don't know if you guys pledged or anything in school, but for some reason I was like, my name's Andrew, and they were like, no, your name's Jimmy. It's like, no, it's Andrew, and they're like, no, it's Jimmy. And
where'd you go?
Okay, cool. College of Charleston.
Okay, so that's why you stuck down there. That makes sense.
And yeah, so that weekend they made me change my Instagram handle to Jimmy the Kid, which it's kind of a good handle, and I just kept it.
Yeah.
And
just
then
stuck.
everybody in Charleston, all my friends, they call me Jimmy. Like, I'm Jimmy the Kid. And when I first started it, I just thought, like, I don't know, I guess it'd be a fun alter ego, kind of. Not really thinking if it became something, like, would I have to change it? So there's absolutely no connection to my name. It's just Jimmy the Kid. And I think, like, the kid, like, come on, kid, you know, from baseball, like, it just stuck
especially
a little
with
bit.
all the eyes in there.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that
You
sticks.
guys know it.
Absolutely.
Like, the three eyes is the baseball touch.
Absolutely.
But yeah, super random. And it's weird because it's like, now people say it's hard to find you, but then when I ask you if I should change it, they're like, that's kind of an awesome handle.
I'm personally a fan of Andrew Austen 1.5.
It's good,
I thought that
right?
was hysterical.
Oh, that's really
that,
good.
like, you put out like a poll, and I voted that. And I saw him like, that's just so classic. Like,
That was my top dog. That's what I wanted to go with.
People spoke though.
Yeah, of course, Jimmy the Kid was the first one. My girlfriend was like, don't even put Jimmy the Kid as an option. And I think 1.5 would have been the winner then. But yeah, random. Makes no sense.
It's a good story. It's a good icebreaker, though.
It is a good icebreaker.
Sure.
That is true.
Oh, man. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. If there's anything else you want to get off your chest while you're here, feel free. But if not, we appreciate you taking the time while you're home. I'm glad we could do it in person.
Yeah. No, this was awesome. Yeah. Like I said in the beginning, I appreciate you guys covering Delco baseball. Like, I think there's a lot of good baseball players up in this neck of the woods. I remember when I went to Charleston the first year, it was kind of like I was riding my high off of that good senior year and was thinking I was going to walk on to the team. And first day of walk-ons, I won't remember the looks that I got, and it was just not from like the one arm. I think it was more like I was a northern baseball player, and I was like, why do you think that that's any different? Which, yeah, you can play all year round in the South, but like Delco baseball has some serious baseball players.
We got the top prospect in the minors here right now in Delco.
So it's just cool to see you guys kind of showing the love to the leagues and players that deserve it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good luck with the rest of the golf, really just the golf content. I mean, we're always following. Hopefully, did they tell you, like, if you're going to be back next year? Like, probably a little early for that, right?
Yeah.
I know Caitlin Clark and Trump's granddaughter got invited, right?
Apparently, for
Yeah.
$10 million prize.
I hope you're back.
Oh,
It's a $10 million
I
prize
know.
spot.
I know. Yeah, then it'd be a big donation to
Jeez.
DBC.
Yeah, how about that?
But yeah, the hope is to be back. I keep saying, like, they were always Dave Portnoy said, like, multiple times, like, that guy with one arm, that guy with one arm. It's like, when they have it next year, they'll know my name, and I'll be too big that they can't invite
That's the goal.
me,
That's the goal.
That's how I'm looking at it. So we'll see.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thanks for
it.
having
Yeah,
me.
Thank you.